Welcome to partialarc.com. Don't do that.
I'm here to save the day. I'm here to save the day.
Soon I will be invincible. because comics. Welcome to Because Comics. This is episode 17. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and I'm joined by my co-host, the Dickensian Mike Christensen.
Ah, humbug.
How are the three ghosts, by the way? You look tired.
There are 4 ghosts, son. My friend Marley came.
I always forget about him.
Yeah, everyone forgot about Marley. I forgot about Marley.
So I'm taking, because of your lack of sleep and good fortune...
I didn't sleep a wink. They pulled me all over the time stream.
I feel like you didn't learn any lessons.
But I learned that if I want people to love me, a purely greedy act,
Yep.
I just have to be friendly to them, and then they give me gifts on Christmas.
So you learn to be deceptive to gain money and property.
Jay, did you know this? On Christmas, if you're friendly with people, they give you things. It's the best.
I know.
This is not even a tiny bit British.
This isn't a time. Oh my god, that was your attempt at a British accent?
No.
I thought you were just being like curmudgeonly.
It was just my curmudgeonly note, and as I was talking,
Your
I remembered...
curmudgeon accent.
I was just like, oh yeah, he's British. Well, it's beginning to look a lot
like
Christmas.
I was trying to make your last name work with it. Christensen. That's really forcing that one.
Yeah.
Whoops. Anyways, guys, so in celebration of our magical, wonderful, almost Christmas episode,
Yeah.
we're gonna be having a very special pull list for you guys today.
That's right. If we've got a little bit of time, so if you are still doing Christmas shopping, we're just getting in under the wire. Our theme for the poll list this week is comics that make good gifts.
Yeah.
It can be really hard to shop for comic book fans because comic book fans are completionists. We like to collect a lot of everything.
And if you just get them an issue like, oh, you know, Johnny likes Batman, and you're just grabbing like an issue in the middle of a series, he opens the first page and Batman's being like stabbed by a snow monster. It's like, you know, it can not only be spoilery and also confusing.
Yeah, so we're picking things that are a little off the beaten path. Jay, what do you have as a suggestion for folks to buy they're either friends who like comics or friends who might like comics if they just gave them a chance?
Exactly. Well, my pull, I guess, for our Christmassy pull list is a trade. So like we said, completionists, you kind of want to get the full story all in there. So trades are really great for this.
Trade paperbacks.
Trade
which is
paperbacks.
What you'd find in a Barnes & Noble.
Yes, it's going to have all of the issues in one complete story, so you don't have to feel like they're missing anything. It's going to be one complete tale. So mine is actually Old Man Logan, which is interesting
And
because...
mildly ironic.
Yeah, because we just spent the last episode talking about the very same creative team.
Mark Millar and Steve McNiven.
Oh, yes. Mark Millar and Steve McNiven, who brought us the famous, the acclaimed, award-winning Nemesis, which we just talked about.
The infamous
Nemesis.
But they are both very talented.
They are
Steve
very
McNiven's
talented.
incredible.
Oh, he's great.
And Old Man Logan is a hoot.
It is. It's a real hoot. So, Old Man Logan, if you can't guess right away, is about Wolverine in his elder years. And Mark Millar, as he kind of is known to do, loves to take concepts of things and goes, wouldn't it be funny if, and then spin it and do weird stuff with it, and he does a good job.
He's a very high concept writer.
Right, much like he did with Nemesis, much like he did with Starlight, taking like I talked about before.
Kick-ass even, yeah.
Exactly. So what he's done here with Old Man Logan is the premise of the story is we are about 50 years into the future. And I'll set the stage. I won't get into the plot of the story because it is bonkers, but bonkers in the best, funniest, craziest way.
Yeah.
In a very enjoyable way. And how it kind of starts is Logan is, and I say Logan specifically because he no longer goes by Wolverine.
Yeah.
He will no longer take that as his name. He's only Logan, and he actually has a family. He has a wife, he has some kids, and he has not popped his claws in 50 years.
It's very like a Western, like the hero
Yeah.
who hasn't picked up his guns in a really long time.
Something has happened in Logan's past.
Mayhaps it comes to light during the course of
It's
the book.
mayhaps, Mike. Very interesting indeed. But so Logan is here working a farm in California, and that's how you say it, right? Right?
I would hope you would know by now,
Weird.
but okay.
Anyways, Logan is there with his family and his kids. And what has happened in this time is it's not the most pleasantest of futures, much like no comic is ever pleasant in the future.
There's no comic where the future is pleasant or
let's
bright.
take a look at the future. Everything's great.
It is the West. It's like it's ruined, like...
Ruined world. The U.S. has been kind of partialed off to different groups and factions.
That's right. Like supervillains divided up.
Supervillains divided up,
country.
and you're wondering, supervillains, Jay. But what happened to the heroes? Well, the premise.
What happened to the heroes, Jay?
Well, I'll tell you, Mike.
Okay.
What happened was that one day, all the supervillains looked around and looked at each other, and they're like, there's like 200 of us to each superhero. what if we
It's almost like every hero has a rogues gallery of 20 plus villains.
Almost each one of them. So, like if we all just like got together and attacked at maybe the same time, we'd probably overpower them like 200 to 1.
Yeah.
And that's kind of just how it went down, Mike.
Yeah.
So we're living in a dystopian future where the heroes are mostly dead, or they've kind of put up their hero boots and masks and are kind of living in obscurity, or just like Logan, just trying to get by, working a farmland, working in a desolate city, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
So kind of the premise of this tale is something happens, obviously. We don't just watch Logan farm for a bunch of issues.
Right.
Which would not be, it wouldn't be interesting.
No, not really.
Nope. And so something happens where Logan must get back into the action again. Not necessarily be Wolverine, because he's reluctant. He doesn't want to step back into that life again, let alone pop his claws or do anything like that. But there is something he must do, something to maybe pay for his land, maybe help.
Basically a mission.
A mission he has to go on with an old friend, which is pretty great. And I'll just give you one last thing about the trade itself.
Okay.
So they're going on this mission, him and his old friend, I won't reveal who, across the desolate U.S. to kind of complete this mission, passing through these crazy new towns of this like Mad Max world of the Marvel Universe.
It is kind of Mad Maxy, that's true.
And the one tag I wanted to leave is the vehicle that they're taking across the country to do this mission is the Spider Car.
Sir, it is the Spider-Mobile.
The Spider-Mobile.
We will discuss the Spider-Mobile not too long from now.
Oh yeah, the Spider-Mobile is exactly what you think it is if you don't know what it is. It is Spider-Man's vehicle because, of course, Spider-Man needed a vehicle.
In the next few months, January, February, I think we're going to do an episode about the Spider-Mobile, because we kind of have to.
We have to, absolutely. So guys, that's my pull, which is the trade Old Man Logan. Please check it out. Please give it to your friends or family members who might be interested or checking out a really, really fun story.
We promise it's better than Nemesis.
We really promise it is. Mike, what is your pull?
Mine is the exact opposite in just about every way.
Wonderful.
It's a book called Superman: Secret Identity.
Ooh.
It's written by Kurt Busiek and drawn by Stuart Immonen.
Now, I've heard about this book quite a few times, and you've mentioned it to me as well. And it's just, the premise seems very interesting, but I've yet to have a chance to pick it up.
Yeah, the premise of Secret Identity is, it's about our world. A world where Superman is a pop culture icon and lunchboxes and cartoons and all that stuff.
Oh.
And there's a boy in Kansas named Clark Kent because his parents were named Kent and they had a sense of humor.
Wouldn't this be funny, watching our son get ridiculed for years?
They don't think about it being funny. They're just
Right.
like, oh yeah, Clark. And of course, every family member gets some Superman merchandise for his whole life.
Because let's be honest, how many friends do you know are just named Clark? Just generally.
I mean, even in the comics, Clark is his mother's maiden name.
Oh.
It's Martha's maiden name. It's not a real first name.
Right, nope.
It's not common. So, even there, it's not thought of as the normal.
Right.
But here, it's obviously everyone makes Clark Kent references and they're giving him a hard time. Then one day he discovers he actually has superpowers. He actually
awesome.
He actually can fly.
Wait, he has the power set of Superman?
He has the power set of Superman.
Well, that
He
was
discovered
the most serendipitous luck ever, to have the name Clark Kent and then be Superman.
Or is it? I mean, that's
maybe
the interesting thing. It really explores what would it be like to be Superman in a world where we have Superman comics, we have Superman cartoons and movies and lunchboxes, and does that mean it's easier to hide it? Does it mean it's easier to play it off as not really what you think it is? Does it mean it's harder to deal with? Does it mean that you're not sure why that happened?
Right.
It gets even more interesting when he gets to his adult life and people start trying to set him up with women named Lois. And
That's awesome.
he does meet a wonderful woman named Lois, who also, by the way...
That's pretty great.
By the way, this Lois, immediately, they're like, Lois, this is Clark. And she's like, oh, God, not another one. You guys gotta stop.
And it's like, no, my name's actually Clark, and I could be Superman.
Obviously, he's like, no, yes, I'm another Clark Kent, ha ha ha. And he's got this secret where he doesn't want to say, but it's a really well done comic. It's very low key. I mean, Stuart Immonen is an amazing artist, and he can do really bombastic superhero stuff, but that's not really what he's doing in this comic. The art is very
Toned
subtle,
down. Okay.
very subtle and toned down. And Kurt Busiek is the writer of Astro City. Astro City is another pet project of his that's a very different project we'll talk about at some other time, but it's basically his love letter to superheroes from the perspective of the man on the street. And he's done Marvels, which is all about man on the street. He's really good about bringing the humanity to heroes, and this is an amazing
basically like
comic.
taking the Steven Spielberg perspective into comics instead of being up there in the air, you're on the ground watching.
It's really well done. It's fantastic character work. It's the best Superman comic that's not exactly about Superman, but very much about Superman's role in the world
and society
and
today.
society and pop culture. And
That would be interesting to have someone like being Superman. Like, would DC, do they have like a conversation where like DC tries to sue him or something?
Well, you have to, how do you deal with life? Do you be public? Do you be a private citizen? Can you be a private citizen?
Right.
There are obligations that you may have because, great power with great up and away. Sorry, the other.
That's how it goes, right? Great power and great up and away.
This is the other guy. The other guy's great power and responsibility, but
Superman doesn't. He just lives in an ice fortress and occasionally fights brain monsters.
But it's a really well done series. Sort of done in one off the shoot, but if anyone is maybe kind of on the fence about comics or you just think they'd enjoy the story, I love it. I think it's fantastic.
It sounds amazing.
Definitely suggest Superman: Secret Identity.
And guys, what's more Christmassy than Superman? I mean, the guy lives in like an ice palace.
He really does.
Yeah.
It's for sure.
All right, guys. Well, that was our polls for the holiday season. Mike, let's kick things off with the main segment.
Brave and the Bold number 148. The night the mob stole Xmas. So guys, today we're doing an issue of Brave and the Bold, number 148 from 1979. Brave and the Bold is a DC's team-up book, which for a long time, for about 20, 30 years, was just Batman teaming up with some other guy.
Yeah.
It wasn't always Batman, but then for a good run, it was always Batman. In this issue, it is Batman and Plastic Man. Plastic Man, we've mentioned in the past, he's a former criminal turned super elastic superhero.
Yep.
He stretches and warps and shapeshifts and
He
things.
sometimes worked with, God, Mike, who was the name of that villain that Plastic Man worked for?
You're thinking of Kite Man.
Yes,
Jan.
that's who it was. It was Kite Man.
New listeners, for those who don't know what we're referencing, episode 14... Just episode 14,
Just
guys.
get to the end.
But this is an issue called The Night the Mob Stole Xmas. It's Christmas week. You look puzzled, sir. You're wondering
I am, yes.
why I called it Xmas.
Yes.
So it's Christmas week in Gotham.
And I'm going to get no answer.
You will. It's Christmas week in Gotham, and Commissioner Gordon is, as happens in Gotham, standing by an empty truck on the side of the road looking at a dead body.
Totally normal for him. I mean,
Sad
unfortunately.
thing is, it is.
Always.
Smoking a pipe, as he does in the 70s.
Nice. And it's also a holiday pipe. Did it have a wreath around the said pipe?
No, it didn't, Jay.
Really big missed opportunity. Not really?
How many holiday-themed pipes do you see?
Look, Mike, nobody accepts my art. I send it everywhere. No one will accept it. I don't know why.
I'm telling you, man. It's just not a thing.
No one's into wreath themes.
You gotta get a Kickstarter going.
I do.
It's backwards.
Oh, man.
So, Commissioner Gordon smoking a pipe on the side of the road, looking at a dead body, by an empty truck, which is used to be full of illegal cigarettes. Basically, there's a cigarette smuggling operation.
Illegal cigarettes?
Yeah. Basically, they're buying them down south, slapping phony tax stamps on them, and smuggling them up to Gotham City.
Illegal cigarettes.
It's a real thing. It's called buttlegging. It's like bootlegging, but with cigarette butts. That's an actual term for...
Buttlegging.
The law uses. Well, not...
An actual term that someone has to say into a radio multiple times.
It's informal, but
when calling in a SWAT team or something.
No, it's a very...
Get the buttleggers.
It's in a very informal term. But there's apparently rival mobsters that are killing the smugglers. There's a real issue going on where these guys are like killing drivers, and they're killing like ordinary people who aren't selling the smuggled cigarettes.
They just happen to have them on their trucks or something like that.
What do you mean?
The people who they're randomly killing?
No. These are rival mobsters going after each other's cigarette smuggling operations.
Oh, okay.
This is a gang war that's brewing over smuggled cigarettes.
You know, it's like, well, it's very holiday themed, Mike, because around the Christmas time, you know, toys are running out and people are battling in the streets for that toy.
And you just got to get outside and smoke a cigarette and get some fresh air.
The gangsters are battling over cigarettes, man. It's just the holiday season.
But the cops notice that the truck is empty, but of course Batman drops down off the roof of the truck and is like, no, it wasn't. I found this carton. And they're like, oh, you got here before us. He's like, that wasn't hard, Sergeant.
Okay.
And then, you know, Batman basically tells us that the city is losing millions in tax money. And again, innocent merchants are being murdered for refusing to sell smuggled cigarettes. Like, This is getting really bad. But Gordon says this gang is slick. They get these fake tax stamps and they slip into Gotham night and day. We can't stop every truck. That would cripple Gotham's supplies. That would be completely impossible. And you know what, Batman? If you're so hot on this, like, why don't you crack the smuggling ring? And he's like, I would, Commissioner, except I've got to do my Christmas shopping. See you around the tree. And he hops in his Batmobile and drives away.
What?
Which, okay, I actually have to say something. He doesn't say Christmas shopping. He says XMas shopping. With the exception of 3 times in this comic, and there's no rhyme or reason to why just those 3 times. Other than that, they say XMas every single time.
Is it because Gotham is a much darker and grittier place, and Xmas is the darker and grittier way to say Christmas?
I don't know, because it's very arbitrary.
It seems very intentional, very strange.
It's almost like they used Xmas as like a shorthand in the script, and we're like, oh, we'll go back and change
We'll
this.
just put it at Christmas.
And they got like 3 of them, and then they forgot about the others.
Jeez.
It's real weird. But, you know, Batman's driving through the snow, and he's talking about, you know, this is actually a really bad situation. So he goes, and the narration says, the shopping Batman does is of a very special kind. And he's shaking down a stool. He's like, you gotta tell me, you know what's going on in Gotham City.
Oh, Batman having a wonderful holiday evening.
And the guy's like, no, I can't tell you anything because they'll kill me.
Is it weird that I imagine the song like the chestnuts roasting, like someone there like by a fireplace, but out the window you just see Batman just punching somebody?
That's amazing. That is actually exactly how Gotham spends its
Just
holidays.
completely silent, just the music playing with just the silhouette of Batman beating up muggers on rooftops.
But obviously no one's talking. And like everyone he asks, no one talks. But then he's driving through Gotham Plaza, and he drives through the familiar Lacey's department store.
Ah, Lacey's. We all know Lacey's,
Christmas
guys.
display, which is like the very ornate, it's like the tree and like the big sheets of fake snow. They didn't actually know it was gonna snow for real. You just gotta prepare for
Guys, I mean, you need fake snow. If
any
you're not...
occasion.
Right.
They've got reindeer and giant candy canes. It's very classic. And he drives through, he's like, what would the holiday be without it? Beautiful.
What a weird random take from Batman. Like,
It's just like, beautiful. I love it. He sees
Batman, known for his
appreciation of
holiday decorations.
He sees this kid drop a ball in the street and almost get hit by a cab, because that's what kids do in comics. But then
They almost get hit by random cars?
a lot.
Oh boy. Their skateboards go out into the middle of streets.
But there's a Santa Claus nearby with like the donation pail and like the bell, and he stretches out a super long arm and pulls the kid off the street. And the mom doesn't really notice, like, even though it's very obvious that like this kid was like picked up in the air by a long arm. She's like, Bobby, or whatever his name was, you know, what did I tell you about running in the street? And it's like, hang on, guys.
The other answer could be that the kids know that Santa secretly has arm stretchy powers. So the kid was just like, of course.
And the mom's not even phased. She's like, I live in Gotham. Nothing surprises me.
That's very true. At this point, they're like, look, we see crocodile men and clay men
like
and
all the
death
time.
clowns. I mean, this is fine.
But Batman runs up. He's like, I know who you are, and pulls the hat and beard off the guy. And he's like, Plastic Man.
Does he have those comically large square goggles
has
on?
The big sunglasses. That's his mask. Is those big goggles.
Oh,
So,
right,
like,
that's true.
That's what Plastic Man wears all the time. And he's like, I haven't seen you since whatever last team up. And Plastic Man's like, yeah, you know, things have kind of been downhill since then. I quit the carnival because I got tired of being a freak and had a hard time feeling on my, you know, finding my feet. And, you know, I just play phony roles like Santa Claus, and I feel like I'm only playing phony roles ever. And Batman's like, yeah, holidays are tough. All right, here you go. And like tosses a coin in the pail.
Batman's like, man, you're really bumming me out. I gotta get out of here.
He's just like, yo, happy holidays. And he tosses a coin. Guys, Batman
is a billionaire.
Dude, you can afford more than a coin.
I'm trying to keep my cover. It's like, you drive probably the most expensive vehicle in this city.
Batman, everyone knows you have money.
Like, we know. Either that or you're a terrible thief.
You know, Batman thinks, oh yeah, it's so hard to be alone on Thanksgiving, but I gotta go find these smugglers. So he drives around all night. He doesn't find any leads. He drives back through Gotham Plaza, and the Lacey's display is gone.
Oh no.
The tree is gone, the reindeer, the candy canes, the whole kit and caboodle.
Please tell me there's a tight-in close-up shot of, like, Batman's teeth gritting, just being like, not the Lacey's decorations.
No, but Gordon and the mayor are there, and they're like, oh yeah.
Look, by the way, what a weird transition for Gordon to go from death scene, like a murder, to Christmas decorations
and the
stolen.
way he handles it is bizarrely, like, his priorities are so strange. Like, he's like, oh yeah, no, here's the truck marks, like, you can see the tire tracks and stuff. It's 2 days from Christmas. Like, I don't know how we'll get it back. The mayor declares a state of emergency.
Oh my god.
And Gordon says he stakes his badge that the police department will get these back.
So, these... Okay, so Batman was understating these earlier. Like, these must be the most amazing Christmas decorations of all time.
Gotham doesn't have a lot of nice things.
You know, that's a good point.
This is why we can't have nice things in Gotham.
Maybe this is the one time where they're like, you know what, guys? Sometimes I can take this job because of these Lacey's decorations.
Commissioner Gordon!
There's murder on the bridge, so much murder! Fireflies setting people on fire, and Clayface is now the mayor, Jesus!
But
at least I got these decorations.
But again, Gordon states his badge, the police will get it back, but Batman thinks to himself, he'd bet his bat badge.
Wow.
Because remember, he's deputized.
That's right. In this version, Batman
he's still deputized. It's the 70s still.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
He bets his bat badge that the trucks are long gone from Gotham, but he goes to find Plastic Man and see if he can find, if he would have seen anything. Mm-hmm. Well, Plastic Man is gone. His pot and sign were kicked over.
Not the pot and sign.
But there's a message written in the snow, 90 South, Acme Movers. So he knows what he's looking for. So Batman pulls over, opens his trunk, pulls out a collapsible device, and unfolds it into a tiny bat-themed helicopter.
Let's go back a moment.
Okay.
So Batman pulls out of his trunk a tiny collapsible...
Not tiny, it's bulky. It's about the size of, if anyone's ever been in marching band, it's like a bass drum case.
Okay.
But like pyramid
But he carries
shaped.
it out, right?
Yeah, he picks it up and puts it down.
Now, I know Batman is, like, into physical, he works out a lot. You're telling me Batman unfurled a helicopter and then proceeded to fly away in it?
It's a lightweight helicopter. Fits one person. It's very compact.
Wow.
Do you want to know what it's called, Jay?
I do want to
What would you guess it's called?
I mean, Batcopter?
It's called the Whirly Bat.
What? I did not expect that.
So, it's the 70s, Jay.
Don't worry, Commissioner, I've got the whirly bat with me.
You should have a little bit expected
I guess I should have. He is deputized.
He flies down the highway and he sees tracks. He finds the trucks, basically. Okay. He doesn't find the tracks, he finds the trucks.
Even better than the tracks.
Exactly. He sees these Acme Mover trucks, so he's like, oh, that's what...
I see the trucks, but where are those tracks leading to the... never mind.
So he sees these trucks, and he pulls off... Basically, he parks the helicopter next to a bridge.
Okay.
And he's just like, oh, yeah, no, Batman... Alfred can go pick up the Batmobile and the Whirly Bat later on.
What a dick.
He'll use the directional beeper signals.
Okay. Poor Alfred. He's spending the holidays just picking up random vehicles Batman leaves around.
I love also that they have a GPS, but they don't have the term GPS yet.
So he calls them beepers?
Directional beeper signals.
Directional beeper signals. But then that thing.
He goes on the overpass, he jumps down onto the truck, he climbs inside, and he finds Plastic Man. And Plastic Man's like, yeah, I was knocked out. And, well, almost knocked out. He was hit over the back of the head because he heard these goons say that they need a Santa Claus for this Christmas shindig. And also then this Santa Claus won't, be a witness. Which I think is the more pressing concern, is that this dude would have seen it happen. There's not a lot of people out on the streets of Gotham at 3 a.m., even at Christmas time. But a Santa Claus would be a good witness.
Right.
So they do take him out. But they don't just kill him. They're like, no, let's take him to this Christmas party where they're taking all these decorations.
Wouldn't it be fun? We'll have our own Santa Claus.
Exactly. But then he managed to stretch out his arm and write the message in the snow, even from inside the truck. So thus the clue. Batman realizes that the reindeer are in there, and they're chewing on, not hay, but tobacco. Because these are...
The Buttleggers.
The Buttleggers, exactly.
Yes.
And
the Buttleggers are back.
And the truck pulls over to a gas station. Batman hides himself, and Plastic Man pretends to be unconscious. So one of the guys opens the door. He's like, yeah, I gotta feed the reindeer. And the reindeer apparently is not happy that Batman stopped it from eating tobacco, because he grabs one of the sheets of fake snow and pulls it off of Batman. And
Look what I found.
And Batman even says, like, I guess old Prancer was mad about losing his nicotine snack, and he has to fight these guys at a gas station, and they end up fighting in the garage.
I love that Batman, master of, like, shadows and darkness, is revealed by a reindeer.
Exactly. They fight in this garage, and he loses the upper hand because he's on one of those up and down raising a car devices.
Okay.
I don't know anything about mechanics.
Batman's known kryptonite, of course.
No, he's standing there, and like suddenly he's high in the air, and he's not undercover, and he's like,
Right.
everyone's shooting at him from all sides. So
That's true. That would not be a very good position for a man.
He jumps onto a hanging chain, and someone shoots it. It doesn't hit him, but it hits the chain and stuns him, and he falls into like a vat of oil, which is a thing that happens.
They have those